KGF, the online platform for GATE Agriculture Engineering. And this is all about me. Friends, let's start the lecture with a specific heat. A specific heat is the amount of energy which is required to rise the temperature of 1 kg substance by 1 degree centigrade, and its unit is joule per kg per degree centigrade. मीन्स स्पेसिफिक हीट, सपोज अगर पानी है, अगर आप उसका टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री से राइज करना चाहते हो और 1 लीटर पानी है, तो उसके लिए आपको जो एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट होगी वो स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी उसे बोलते हैं, और इसका यूनिट होता है जूल पर केजी पर डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. Latent heat is the amount of energy which is required to change the phase of a substance. Means suppose आपके पास वाटर है और वाटर का आपको फेज चेंज करना है विदाउट राइजिंग द टेम्परेचर. सपोज आपके पास वाटर है 100 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड का और उसको वेपर में चेंज करना है 100 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे ही. देन यू विल गिव इट latent heat to that water so that it will change its phase, not the temperature. Remember friends, the temperature remains constant when we are supplying the latent heat, and its unit is joule per kg. Friends, the questions related to these topics I will not cover in this lecture. We will solve the questions in evaporator and drying chapters. I am just simply giving you a brief information regarding these two terms. Now coming to sphericity. Sphericity generally tells us about the roundness of a substance. Means किसी भी substance का कितना उसमें घुमाव है उसको sphericity बताती है. And mathematically it is the ratio of surface area of a sphere having same volume of as that of particle divided by actual surface area of particle. Friends, sphericity वो कोई भी पार्टिकल, सपोज कोई भी पार्टिकल है, उसका समथिंग, उसका कुछ वॉल्यूम v होगा, एंड दैट v इज इक्वल, दैट वॉल्यूम इज इक्वल टू द वॉल्यूम ऑफ स्फीयर, एंड द वॉल्यूम बाय कैलकुलेटिंग बाय इक्वेटिंग इट विद द वॉल्यूम ऑफ स्फीयर वी कैन गेट द रेडियस ऑफ द स्फीयर, एंड बाय दैट रेडियस वी कैन कैलकुलेट द एरिया ऑफ दैट स्फीयर. स्लाइड. Volume of a sphere is same as the volume of particle. Means you all know that, आप सभी को पता है volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and that volume is equal to the volume of particle. Means suppose a particle is given which is in the shape of cylindrical shape or cubical shape or cuboidal shape or hemispherical shape. No problem, any shape particle is given, you simply calculate its volume and equate that volume with the volume of a sphere. That is, you all know that volume of a sphere formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and by this you can calculate the value of r. आप r की वैल्यू इक्वेट कर लो स्फीयर के r की वैल्यू, मीन्स स्फीयर के रेडियस की वैल्यू, and after that you calculate the surface area of a sphere. I think all of you most probably know that surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square, and you calculate that also, and after that you calculate the surface area of the particle. Suppose कोई particle क्यूबॉइडल शेप का है तो उसका सरफेस एरिया होता है 6a स्क्वायर. सपोज कोई पार्टिकल है वो सिलिंड्रिकल शेप का है तो उसका टॉप सरफेस, बोथ द टॉप सरफेस and the lateral surface, add both the surfaces, then you can get the total surface area of the particle. And then after, for calculating the sphericity, you should take the ratio of surface area of sphere divided by the surface area of particle. And remember friends, the sphericity value is always and always less than 1. Suppose you are solving a question and your answer is coming, and you have done somewhere mistake, and your answer is coming 1 point something, answer is sphericity is coming, you clearly know that your answer is going to be wrong. So you remember one thing, your always sphericity will come less than 1. So you can check your answer in the examination by this trick also. Now friends, I will show you one example here. That is, suppose one cuboid is given, that length is L, breadth is B and height is T, and then it is asking that what is the sphericity of that cuboid. For all such type of questions friends, you simply put the formula, that is L into B into T to the power 1 by 3 divided by L. Friends, here you know that in the denominator there is always the L, means the length, means the longest side. You always put the longest side in the denominator. Questions. Here the length, breadth and thickness of a rice grain is given and it is asking about sphericity. I have simply whatever told you, that L into B into T divided by L. Here the same thing I have done, and you can get the answer, that is 0.5. You see here the formula, that is L into B into T to the whole power 1 by 3 divided by L, where L is the longest side. Now see the next question. Here it is saying that to calculate the sphericity of a cube of sugar crystal, and definition of sphericity is given in this question. So friends, you all know that the volume of a cube is a cube, means whatever I have written you see here in the corner. A cube is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, that is volume of cube is equal to the volume of a sphere. And from here friends, you can calculate the length of cube, means the A value. See here, the A value I have calculated, that is 4 by 3 pi whole to the power 1 by 3 into r, means here r is the radius of a sphere. And you all know that the formula for sphericity is surface area of a sphere having the same volume as the surface area of particle divided by actual surface area of particle. And you all know that for actual surface area of particle, we know that for cube it is 6a square. Friends, here you should notice that it is 6a square, not 4a square. Means 4a square is the lateral surface area of cube, but 6a square is the total surface area of cube. So remember that in sphericity, we always consider the total surface area, not only the lateral surface area. I think all of you must know that about the lateral surface area and total surface area. I will give you one example of this. Suppose आपके पास कोई सिलेंडर है, तो सिलेंडर का लेटरल सरफेस एरिया होता है 2 पाई आर एच, बट उसका टोटल सरफेस एरिया होता है 2 पाई आर एच प्लस टॉप सरफेस एरिया, दैट इज पाई आर स्क्वायर, प्लस बॉटम सरफेस एरिया प्लस इज पाई आर स्क्वायर, मीन्स 2 पाई आर एच प्लस 2 into पाई आर स्क्वायर, दैट इज द टोटल सरफेस एरिया ऑफ सिलेंडर. इसलिए so that you can, when it is coming in the examination, you always consider the total surface area, not only the lateral surface area, because many times we are making mistakes in such type of questions. So you should avoid these mistakes. And now friends, you put the values in this formula, that is 4 pi r square divided by 6a square, and you have calculated the a value from here and you put in this equation, and you can get the answer, that is the a option, that is pi by 6 to the power 1 by 3. You do the calculation by yourself because it will improve your calculation. So I have not solved it, not fully calculated it. Okay. To the next question friends. It is said that the length is equal to the diameter of cylindrical object, and it is asking about the sphericity of that object. For such type of questions, first of all you will equate the volume of both sphere is equal to the volume of cylinder, and you all know that volume of sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, and here I have written in form of d, means in form of diameter, that is dE, that is equal to pi by 6 d cube. It is given in the question that the length is equal to diameter of cylinder, So its volume is pi r square into h is equal to d, so that pi d cube divided by 4. And from here you can equate that dE is equal to, means equivalent diameter of sphere is equal to 1.5 d. Here d is the diameter of cylinder. You see here the volume of object is given is pi d cube by 4, and the surface area, friends, see here that it is the total surface area of object, means total surface area of cylinder. You see in the question, that is length is equal to the diameter of cylinder. So the total surface area of cylinder is equal to, that is pi d square by 4 plus pi d square by 4, means both the top surface area of cylinder and the bottom surface area of cylinder, plus pi dl. Friends, pi dl is the lateral surface area of cylinder. And here you see that in the question it is given that L is equal to the diameter, means L is equal to d. So pi dl is equal to pi d square, and you add and you can get 3 by 2 pi d square. And after that, that is equivalent diameter I have calculated by using this formula. Also you can calculate the equivalent diameter, that is 6 V naught divided by pi. Here V naught is the volume of the given object, but you can, I think this one is the best way to calculate the equivalent diameter. So after this you can calculate the sphericity, that is pi dE square divided by 3 by 2 pi d square, and that you put the dE value, that is 3 by 2 d cube to the power 2 by 3, and you can get the sphericity, that is 0.874. And now friends, coming to the ideal gas equation. I think all of you have studied in your intermediate about ideal gas equation, so I will give a brief introduction about this. You all know that Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law, that is volume inversely proportional to pressure, volume directly proportional to temperature, and volume directly proportional to number of moles. And number of moles is equal to weight of substance divided by molecular weight of substance, and PV is equal to nRT. Here friends, R is 8.314 when it is given that in joule per kg per mole, and R is 8314.41 when it is given that joule per kg mole. Means friends, here you see that R value is for when the question, in the question the weight is given in grams, then you put the R value, that is 8.314. means जब क्वेश्चन में जो सब्सटेंस का वेट है एंड मोलिकुलर वेट है अगर वो ग्राम में गिवन हो, तब आपको 8.314 R की वैल्यू लेनी है, दैट इज R इज द गैस कांस्टेंट. गैस कांस्टेंट की वैल्यू 8.314 लेनी है when the substance is given in grams, and R value is 8314.41 जब सब्सटेंस की वैल्यू kg में गिवन होगी. You remember this. Don't be confused in such questions. Now see the question. Mass of substance is given in kg. So friends, you see that when the substance mass is given in kg, you put the value of R, that is 8314.41. And here it is given also in the question that 831.41 is given also in the question. So no problem. And the volume is given. Volume of substance is given. And the 500 mm mercury, means here 500 mm is the height of mercury and density of mercury given. So you first calculate the pressure. I think all of you know that pressure is equal to rho into G into H. So you multiply the rho density of mercury into acceleration due to gravity into 500 mm divided by 1000, means for converting it into meter, then you can get the pressure value, that is 66683.96 Pascal. And after that you convert the temperature, friends. Remember that never take the temperature in Celsius. You always convert it into Kelvin. That is 273 plus 21 degree centigrade is equal to 294 Kelvin. And after that you put in the equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. Here N is the weight of substance divided by molecular weight of substance, that is mu. And in the question it is asking that what is the value of mu. Remaining all things are given, you put in the equation and you can get the mu value, that is 32 kg. And friends, now coming to the next concept, which is of mole fraction. This also questions are asked on this topic in the evaporator chapter and in the mass transfer topic. So I will give you the brief introduction of this topic in this chapter, and later on we will solve so many questions on this topic in those chapters. Okay. So it is, suppose you are going to calculate the partial pressure of B, and it is given that the total moles of given and mole fraction of B is given. So you should multiply the mole fraction of B with the total pressure. That is, you see here that for calculating the pressure of B, means component B का pressure calculate करने के लिए you should multiply the mole fraction of B with the total pressure, that is P total. You see here in the formula. And you see mole fraction होता है वो रेशियो होता है टोटल, वो रेशियो होता है moles of B divided by total moles of substance. Means suppose a substance is given and it consists of different types of components. Suppose component A, component B, component C, component D, dot dot component N, and it is asking that what is the mole fraction of substance B. Then you should take the ratio of moles of substance B divided by moles of substance A plus moles of substance B plus moles of substance C dot 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 moles of substance N. Means the total mole you should put in the denominator and the moles of that substance you put in the numerator. Now this is the another formula, you should remember this. This is the same thing whatever I have told, that is x1 is equal to, x1 is the mole fraction here. Friends, remember that mole fraction is a unitless and dimensionless quantity, because you see that it is the ratio of moles, so it is unitless. x1 is equal to n1 divided by n1 plus n2, mole fraction of species A, and similarly x2. And friends, remember here that x1 plus x2 value is always equal to 1. You remember that mole fraction of all the substance present in a box or present in anything is equal to 1. Means all the mole fractions values is equal to 1. Now see the question which is asked in the previous year. That is, it is given that mixture contains 7 parts of nitrogen and 3 parts of oxygen, and the pressure is given, total pressure is given, that is 200 kilopascal, and it is asking about the partial pressure of nitrogen. So you can easily first calculate the mole fraction of nitrogen, that is 7 parts given, that 7 by 28. Friends, here 28 is the molecular weight of nitrogen, you all know that, and 32 is the molecular weight of oxygen. So I have simply used this formula, that is PB is equal to XB into P total. So similarly P total is 200 and you can get the answer, that is 145.45. Friends, coming to the average value, means you know that average value of two substance. If suppose someone say you to calculate the average value of two substance, then you can simply add both this value and divide by 2. If someone said that average value of n substance, then you can add all the n substances and divide by n. But when it is asking that it is a dependent substance, means variable substance, then you can't do simply by summing all the things. You should use integration there. So I will give you a little bit concept of this, because many times questions is asked on this concept. So you should be thorough with this concept. Sometimes the questions are asked on the moisture content, and also many times questions are asked in the hydrograph topic, that is of infiltration. The questions are asked on variable, means when the substance is given in terms of variable, suppose some variable of time or variable of temperature or variable of radius, then how you do the calculate the average value. So see the formula, that is integration of f of x dx to the limit of a to b divided by b minus a. Friends, remember that b and a are the upper and lower units respectively. So you see that here question asked in 2000 that the moisture content Cr value is given, that is 0.5 plus 0.36 R. Friends, you see that it is not clearly visible the R, but it is R, means R is the radius, and it is asking about the calculate the average moisture content when the diameter is 0.008 meter. Means the moisture content value is given and it is asking about the diameter when the diameter value is 0.008 meter. Means it is first thing you should do, that convert the diameter into radius, that is d by 2 is equal to 0.004. You see here, you simply put the average formula. Friends, I have solved only one question on this, but later on in hydrograph or infiltration there are many questions you can easily able to solve by this concept. So you remember this concept. Integration of f of x dx divided by b minus a to the limit of a to b. So friends, here b is the r value, that is 0.004 and a is 0. Friends, its value is increasing from 0 to r. So you put the a value as 0 and b value as r. So you put all these things in the equation and you do simple integration is there, and you do integration, you can get the value, that is 0.5. And here you see that 0.5 means the unit also given, that is kg moisture per kg kernel. And now friends, you should remember, I will give you some concepts of unit conversion that is frequently asked in the GATE examination. First one is 1 BTU is equal to 1055 joule. 1 hour is equal to, as you all know, that 3600 second. 1 is equal to 0.3048 meter. And 1 degree Fahrenheit is equal to 5 by 9 degree centigrade is equal to 5 by 9 Kelvin. And 1 TR, that is used in refrigeration, that is unit of refrigeration, tons of refrigerant is equal to 3.51 kilowatt. You remember all these units because many times questions are simply asked on these units and you can easily score from this portion. You see the first question. It is simply given that 120 BTU is given. 120 BTU per feet per hour per degree Fahrenheit. And you have to convert it into joule per meter per second per Kelvin. So whatever values I have put here, you remember all these values and you simply put the values into this. 120 into 1055 divided by, friends, remember that when the values are given in, suppose here given that feet to the power minus 1, whatever the values are, minus 1 means 1 by feet, that's why I have put the feet value in here 0.3048 means in the denominator side. Whatever the values are given in the denominator, you simply put all these values in the denominator, and whatever the values are given in numerator, you simply put all these values in the numerator. You don't confuse that. Many times we are confused that whatever values we are putting in the downside or whatever values we are putting on in the top side. Same type of question asked in another year, that is 10 BTU per hour per feet square per degree Fahrenheit. And you all know that 1 BTU, 1 feet, 1 hour to joule, meter and second conversion. And 10 BTU means 1 BTU is equal to 1055 joule, means 10 BTU is equal to 1055 into 10. 1 feet is equal to 0.3048 meter. So you put the 0.3048 meter in the downward side and you square it, because here in the question it is given that feet square and feet is given in the denominator. feet जो है वो denominator में given है, that's why you put the meter value in the denominator, and also hour भी है वो भी denominator में given है, that's why you put the hour in the denominator also, and also the Fahrenheit is given. You all know that 1 Fahrenheit is equal to 5 by 9 degree centigrade plus 32, and इसलिए you put simply 5 by 9 value in the denominator and you can calculate the answer.